Courage, sacrifice, commitment. These words are so often overused that we tend to ignore the people who stand behind them. Foremost among them are the women and men who serve in our nation's voluntary armed services. Hello, I'm Wesley Poriotis, founder of Veterans Across America. These words, while powerful, are inadequate to describe the character and the values of the people you're about to see. For tens of thousands of the 2 million plus Americans who have volunteered for military service during this last decade of 2 wars, exceptional courage is not exceptional. It is the norm. Why should these veterans send out hundreds of resumes after returning to civilian life and still find themselves unemployed or underemployed? Why should some become so desperate, destitute, and hopeless that they contemplate suicide? The stark reality that is far too often ignored is that a veteran commits suicide every 80 minutes. More have died at their own hands than in 10 years of combat. These are the stories of the survivors who found their way to Veterans Across America. For them, a career agent or champion mentor opened up his or her own networks and provided interviews, new opportunities, and championed them to job and entrepreneurial creation. Sergeant Ajua Sampson, with gratitude for the opportunities from a grateful nation, she wanted to give back. She left her public school teaching job in New York City. She served in Iraq. She transitioned from the service while in Germany to a job that evaporated into a bureaucratic quagmire. Ending up homeless in New York City, Sergeant Sampson has worked for Veterans Across America and is now, through Veterans Across America, pursuing graduate study with the goal of becoming a New York City school principal.
But I felt that someone would be helped by my telling my story, so I had to look beyond our situation and see the need of someone else who might not be given this opportunity, but that a nation can look at my story and say to itself, I cannot do this to the people who serve this country, and that no other family would have to go through this situation. If that is the end to all of this, then it would have been all worth it.
Captain John Fernandez is truly exemplary of the newest, greatest generation. Captain of the West Point lacrosse team, Captain Fernandez lost both legs in Iraq during combat to friendly fire. Veterans Across America provided him with civilian contacts to complement and support his entrepreneurial ventures.
The Champion Mentor program is so important because one of the best ways to open doors for these veterans that return home is through the networks that people have already built, because people realize that it's not always what you know, it's who you know. And opening doorways for these veterans gives them the opportunity to show them what they can do, to show people what they can do.
Alex Perez served in the Navy as a nuclear technician. He was unemployed for almost 2 years when 2 of Veterans Across America's champion mentors offered their assistance to him. Alex now supports himself and his ailing parents in a facilities management position. He's headed toward an engineering role because his mentors helped Alex by utilizing their civilian business networks.
Lucy worked with Veterans Across America and helped young veterans. Within about a month, I was working.
Edwin Bruno is just one of hundreds of Hispanic enlisted service persons helped by Veterans Across America. Glenn Witt, VAA's Champion Mentoring Program Director, connected Edwin Bruno with the Promise Program at the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. He now helps non-English speaking patients by bridging the linguistic gap between them and their doctors, their nurses, and their pharmacists.
And Veterans Across America was one of the few agencies that actually reached out to me and offered me this opportunity with Sloan Kettering. It sounded like a good job in terms of the contribution I could make.
Even more voiceless in the veterans community are the caregivers for for thousands of disabled veterans. These caregivers have often been driven into poverty. Maria's story reflects the deep love she has for her U.S. Marine son. Veterans Across America found a mentor for her daughter, and viable employment occurred to support her courageous family and to drive income into the family to foreclose impending poverty.
That Veterans Across America is the organization that can provide for them the possibility of finding a job.
Most interesting is a gentleman, an Army veteran who now lives on the park, who says Veterans Across America saved him from living in the park. His champion mentor shared expertise in technology with Joe Rojas, an Army veteran, and complemented his rise as a computer technician. Joe Rojas now owns and operates his own computer services business. Quite a trajectory towards success.
Trying to start something, and then I found Veterans Across America, and it was like the skies parted, you know? It was somebody who understood me, and I got a mentor, and, you know, thanks to you were in there as well, you know, guiding me and walking me through, that I was able to first have access to the network of people that mentors give people access to, and second, to be able to really start to put something together. Veterans Across America makes it possible for people that are nearly homeless, nearly destitute, to bring dignity and pride to those veterans.
Veterans Across America salutes all of these courageous women and men. While our work centers on employment, it goes beyond it by ensuring economic well-being. Our mission is grounded in the understanding that a volunteer armed services is not sustainable if the majority of veterans who serve are denied access to the American dream when they return home. Thank you.